M0FXB, welcome back to the channel. Let's write the Oneofeleven firmware to our UVK5K6 on the left hand side. We'll put the link in to the bin file that you need to do this. Also the Quashang, we're going to go to IJV and we're going to borrow the program called K5 Programmer. When you download it, it looks like this. Okay, I'm just going to show you that now. The first thing we want to do is make a backup. We're going to quickly link the COM number, which is here, COM16. So you just go right click Device Manager after you've connected the cable. The radio is not in firmware mode, it's just normal mode, and it will detect it and it shows it here. Look, COM16. Then click Read Calibration Configuration, and it reads it and it will give you a little file that you're going to save somewhere. Okay, don't lose that file. So we're just going to save it here, because you could have a serious problem if you need to reload your radio as it was when you bought it. Then read calibration, and we're going to save that to calibration save. And this is actually a method. If you've got a radio that you feel that you've bricked, this sometimes you can get another K5, borrow that calibration, and it might work, but it doesn't always work, but it has worked for me in the past. So we've got that. So now using exactly the same program, we're going to write the IJV firmware that we downloaded from this file, and it's called, the one I'm using is the one called Firmware bin, and it's just a, when you download it, it just looks like a white file, So anyway, that will be in the downloads. To download those bins, you just go here and just go code, and then download zip, and within that zip it's going to be the bin file that you need. So now back to the programming software that we're using called the K5. We're going to put it into firmware mode by turning off the radio, hold down the PTT and turn on until you get a white light on top. Then you know you're ready to do your thing. So now we just go right firmware, choose the one that you want to use. So double click firmware custom main, and then I've done the firmware bin, not the packed bin. So firmware bin, and it just writes it to the radio. And that's the safest way for you to ever do firmware, where you're always making a backup and then writing firmware. Do that, get into a habit of doing that every time, whether it's Exuma, IJV, KD8CEC, just whatever firmware you do what I've just done, and when this comes on it will be ready to go. And then we can actually learn about, because I've actually never used this before ever. If we just make it a bit bigger, and then we'll add on a separate video to learning how to use this. I'm just going to take that out and just type in a frequency 4345500. Oh look, it's got the channel name. I'm just guessing now, I don't even know what 018 is. So there's no point me guessing, but as we go up and down it looks like it's changing bands. Menu, there's your menu. Power. And exit. If I just try holding down the side button. Oh, torch. Remember, this is called Oneofeleven, or squelch off. F3. F3 is VFO memory. FAB. Nothing, but if we hold it. No. So, right, you can see that I literally don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to learn and come back with a longer video. But this is just installation. Bye for now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, join my channel and buy me a coffee. 7 free.